Welcome back, everybody. We have another video from Seesii that we're going to be reviewing, and this time it is a mini chainsaw, but I want to start off by showing exactly how it comes. Point being, it's in a case. This is a message to all manufacturers out there on all tools. Everything should be in a case. Now, most mini chainsaws do not come with a case, and they absolutely need a case. Now that I've said that, let's open it up and see how it comes. This is exactly how it comes, by the way. The outer box was just the shipping box. So like if this was for sale in a store somewhere, I think this is exactly how it would be on the shelf. So there you go. Let's open it up. Okay, here we go. This is exactly how it comes packed. Up here on the top, obviously that is the instructions, I think. Yep. And then you got yourself a set of gloves. These are safety glasses. And then the saw itself. Put that out on the table. And then there we've got the charger. And we've got 2 batteries in bags. And at this point we'll pull everything out of the bag to find out what these things are, because there's something there that I don't even know what it is. So let's do that. Okay, so here we go. Here's everything that was in that case. Let's see. So you've seen, let's start with the safety glasses. Here's a better look at them. Pretty good quality. They're rubberized. These orange pieces are rubberized for your nose piece and your earpiece. Here are the batteries. 21-volt batteries, one at a time. But you know, when you've exhausted one, you've got another one ready to go. And I've got these all charged up already. Otherwise, everything that was in that other bag that you saw, this is everything that was all wound up in that bag. Spare chain, and this is for putting oil on it. It doesn't have a self-oiler like a large chainsaw would, but so you generally you spray the chain pretty often with like WD-40, or if you load this up with bar and chain oil or even motor oil, you just keep on squirting that onto the chain. About every 20 cuts or something like that. And then we have a, looks like a number 1 Phillips screwdriver. A paintbrush is probably not for cleaning the blade. My guess is that it's for cleaning the fins, keeping the debris out of where it's trying to breathe to cool itself off. Then otherwise we got a wrench, which is unknown size and unknown oh, okay, so it's for loosening. Yeah, you'll have to do a chain adjustment every once in a while, and this is for that. The chain tension. And then you have, get up close on these. These are the sharpening files for, and we won't get into how to sharpen a chainsaw right now, but you can absolutely, if it gets dull, you can sharpen them with these files until the point where it gets too far gone, and then you just put the other chain on there. So that is that, and that is the saw. But you know what? Let me do this. While everything's nice and clean, I'm going to put everything back in the case to show how nice it fits in the case, to show the other manufacturers that everything should be in a case. Okay, so there you go. Nice and neat, back in the case, ready for transport. Everything you got, everything you need is in a nice, neat case. Okay, and so let's go to the project that we're going to be doing with it today to show it in operation. Okay, so here's what we're going to be doing. Now, a hurricane just came through here in Florida and dropped branches everywhere, and of course, I got branches everywhere. And FEMA already came through with their big brush truck, so everything else has to be broken down and put into garbage cans. And now a mini chainsaw, or a little hand chainsaw, is really primarily for reducing branches once they're on the ground. But if you have some small things that you want to trim, like if you wanted to trim these overhanging branches, that would work good on that, but I want to leave those for now. What I'm going to be doing is reducing these piles into pieces that are small enough to pack into these cans to put out on the curb. And this is exactly what this type of a saw is for, because some of these, I mean, you can use like little electric loppers or manual loppers on some of these things, up to about an inch or so of this dead wood, but some of these things are about 2 inches thick, which loppers aren't really going to do anything. And so this is where you pull out a mini chainsaw. That one's about 2.5 to 3 inches. And so we are going to do a time lapse. It might be a pretty long one, but it'll look like it's easy because I will speed it up on the video and reduce all these branches. And then we'll pick out which one of these is exactly 6 inches. Probably that one. And we will make a 6-inch cut with this to make sure that it does that. Alrighty, so let me set up the other camera and we'll get started. Okay, so there we go. I hope you guys were counting the cuts because I forgot to count them. But I should have an elapsed time adding up the clips of how quickly that went. And of course it would have been quite a bit harder with loppers, and some of them couldn't be cut at all with loppers. And so what would you do? Anyway, it worked out really, really good. It is all still operating on the same battery. And I was going to change batteries to do the thick stump test. I hope everybody agrees this is 6 inches right there. Well, maybe I'll go up a little higher just to make sure. And we are actually going to do this on the same battery. We are not changing batteries, but we have that option. So if we want to try something even thicker, you know, cutting from either side, we can do that too. So anyway, the next test is going to be cutting through the full thickness. So let's set up the other camera and see if it works. Okay, I put the saw back up there so that you can see that was the full 6 inches. And we are still on the same battery. It went through it twice, no problem whatsoever. So I think that what we're going to do now is we have to challenge it. There's one way down there that's like the thickest one. Let's go get that one, and it won't be long enough to saw all the way through, so we'll go from either side and see if we can get through something that big. All on the same battery. Okay, so I did not edit that scene whatsoever. I left it up there full length because I know that it kept cutting out, but that was me. I got to explain. You put your thumb on the safety and pull the trigger, and on a long cut like that, it's hard to keep your thumb on the safety, and that's what kept happening. When it was cutting out, I know nobody's gonna believe me, they're gonna say but I mean, look what it did. And I could cut through it again just to prove to you, but gosh, this video is long enough. I want to mention something here. Look how straight the cut is. Now, mini chainsaws won't usually even do this, and they tend to wander, you know, not straight. They start to curve on their cut, or they won't make the cut at all. And this one actually did it. And I have to say, this is the best one I've ever used, and that's not because it's just the one that I'm doing right now. It really is the absolute best. Very impressed with these tools, these Seesii tools. Done a few reviews for them so far, and I knew this was going to be good when they were offering it, and so I said, yeah, let's do it. We got hurricane debris up everywhere, and did the trick. Now I just have one more thing that I want to demonstrate it on, because you know, it's not just for branches. If you have anything made out of wood or anything that it will cut and you have to break it down, you can use it for that. And we have an old fence gate that came down in the hurricane, and let's go cut that up now. Okay, so here we go. Now, believe it or not, we are still on the same battery. This is about how, where's the save? There we go. That's about what it sounds like. It sounds like it still has plenty of power. Now, there's no indicator. It doesn't have one of those buttons where you can see how much power you have left. But this really is, people aren't going to believe me, it's the same battery all the way through. It just cut all the branches and those stumps. And we're about to cut up this gate. So, that's amazing. And as you can see, the chain's getting a little loose, but I think we're okay to finish. So here we go. Okay, so that actually is where the battery gave out, and I hope I went back to real time to show that it was actually still cutting pretty fast up until the point where it stopped cutting at all. So it gives you full power, pretty much full power all the way to the end. So at this point, just to finish up, I'll go get the other battery and we'll finish. Okay, so that wraps it up. There's no question this is a very good tool. This company, this is the third time I have done a video for Seesii, and I must say these are very precise, very good tools. It did all this cutting, all that brush, those logs, this entire fence on almost one battery. Almost did it. So the battery life is extremely good. So let's go back over here. This is where I want to wrap it up. Just show the amount of sawdust that came off of this thing on a mini chainsaw. Now, full-size chainsaw, that happens all the time, but this just really cuts well. Well, it is a little bit of wavy, considering that I was a two-sided thing there. Anyway, that wraps it up. If you want to go get one, I'll have the link in the description and the top pinned comment to go to the Amazon page or wherever it is that they want to send you, and pick one up. I must say, it is the best one out there. So thanks for watching, everybody. and have a good one.